What was there inside this 4,500 years old pyramid, which is 480 feet high from the ground? Just to see it, the researchers sent a robot with a camera inside the pyramid. The robotic camera stopped at a place because there was a slab of stone in front of it. The researchers believe that there is definitely some secret hidden behind this pyramid, which is buried for the last 4,500 years. They had to know this secret at any cost, so they installed a drill machine in front of the robot which made a hole in that slab. Now a camera was sent inside this hole which saw a scene beyond the slab which no one had seen in the last 4,500 years. When the videos once again showed happiness, there are a total of 138 tall 3-foot pyramids in Egypt, which have faced dozens of earthquakes and many dangerous storms in the last thousands of years. But it is not possible that even one of them has moved from one place to another. The tallest and the biggest pyramid among these is the Great Pyramid of Giza, and the area of the base of the pyramid is 3-1A. That is, surprisingly, not 1 or 2 but 9 football field frames can fit inside this pillar. According to the calculation, a total of 1 lakh big stones were used on it, out of which some stones weighed 50 tons. But if we estimate its total weight, then the weight of the stones is 60 lakh tons, which is equal to the weight of 12 Burj Khalifa. But what was the purpose of making such tall and luxurious pillars? Thousands of years ago, when humans did not even have any tools, how were the walls of these pillars leveled inch by inch? How were 50-ton stones cut into square shape and transported to 480 feet height without any tools? And who were the engineers who made these pillars earthquake-proof and set all their sides at an angle of exactly 51.5 degrees? You will be able to know all this in today's video. So let's start challenge number 1. Over the centuries, different research teams have been working on this pillar. To know the construction technique, everyone was sitting with their heads together that how each side of this pyramid was set exactly on north, south, east, and west without a compass. Many experts believe that the architects of that time would have first searched for such a land which could bear the weight of lakhs of tons of stones. After that, every side of the pyramid was marked with the help of ball stars, which are those stars with the help of which the poles of the earth are found. Neither any compass nor any optical instrument was used. With just this basic technique, the question was set in this festival thousands of years ago, and that too with lions. Challenge number 2. The next challenge was to level the land. If the level of the land of 13 acres on which this pyramid was to be built was even slightly out, then it would not have been possible for this mountain of 23 lakh stones to stand. Now, to level this land, the engineers of that time neither had a laser leveler nor a ball. One experts believed that the water would have been poured on all 4 sides of the construction site, and then the water level of one side would have been matched with the level of water of the other side, the part of the land which was not matching. The water level would have been leveled by cutting it with the help of chisels and hammers. Many experts believe that instant education also used this simple tool which has wood on both sides and a stone tied with a rope at its center. If the stone touches it and its tip comes exactly on the center line, then it means that the land of 20 feet is perfectly level. Challenge number 3. Now on the paramedical traction side, the directions were also set, the marking was also done, and the level of the land was also set. Now it was the turn to start the construction, for which big stones weighing lakhs of tons were requested. But they neither had a grinder nor a knife to cut these stones, but still they cut a stone weighing 50 tons, forks, and also gave them square or rectangle 6. But after all, with whose help is it? Yes, this is the only plant with the help of which the leaves were cut. Experts believe that the stone used for the construction of pyramids was not made of copper, only because they also knew that copper is soft and cannot cut stone. So a chemical in silica was also included in it. This stone made of copper and silica was hammered on the stones with wooden hammers, and after many hours of hard work, big stones were brought into shape. Challenge number 4. Now, this special type of stone, which is called limestone today, was being cut in the city of Dora, 250 kilometers away from the pyramid construction site. Now, the issue was to transport this stone. Each stone weighed 50 tons, i.e., 50,000 kilograms, which is almost equal to the weight of 3 passenger buses, and many lakhs of such stones were to be cut. To transport such a huge weight, neither any animal could be used in that era, nor did they have trees. So, if this work has to be done by Jagdish of today, then the transport company will get a good deal of money from it. Surprisingly, this work was done by boats and boats. Yes, the river between Tora and Visa was taken advantage of, and stones were loaded in big boats and transported to the site. Experts believe that this work was not so easy. An army of at least 500 workers would have been engaged at the same time for loading and unloading such big stones in the ships. Challenge number 5. The team of experts who were doing research on the construction of Spirit had now got answers to many of their questions. But one thing was bothering them all the time: that the limestone was cut and transported, and during the construction, one started falling on top of the other. The issue was how the stones would have been transported to such a height. Many experts believe that this was planned before the construction of Pyramid. Either it would have gone up through a spiral track or in a zigzag manner. But it is certain that the 50,000 kilogram stones must have been pulled up with the help of an army of laborers. Challenge number 6. It was not just about cutting limestone. With the help of lakhs of laborers and chisel and hammer and transporting such huge stones. Inside this pyramid, compartments, ways to enter them, and many small tunnels were also made. All other things are fine, but one thing surprised the experts, and that was that the stone used in the inner compartment was not limestone but granite. Yes, granite is such a stone which is considered to be the hardest stone in the world after diamond, or even in the Motorola era of Google. Granite cannot be cut without the help of big grinders. Many archaeological experts from all over the world were also made to visit the pyramid, but no one could find a clue as to how. 4,500 years ago, the Egyptians cut a solid stone like granite so cleanly. Finally, after many years, the experts solved this mystery as well. By giving tips, granite could be cut so cleanly with the help of a saw. It was cut with a knife which had no teeth, yes, with a toothless tool. By putting weight on both the sides, it was moved on granite, and gravel was put in the middle. Experts believe that it took 4 months to cut such a huge stone in this way. What was the purpose of making the remedy? How many laborers worked at the same time to make these remedies? And when the robotic camera captured the flood of stones inside the vat, what scene was seen inside it? Then no one had seen all this for the last 4,500 years. You will be able to know all this and more than this in part 2 of this video. Thank you very much for your loving comments and likes. We will see you in the next amazing chapter of the video.